Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Agent MiniMan. Today's episode of the Daily Poll. It's October 17th, 2014. It is 12:57 p.m. It is such an overload. So, a couple days ago, or yesterday, I uploaded the first episode of Season 2. If you haven't seen that yet, the link will be in the description below. And so, yeah, it was just such craziness going through that. I tried out a new software that kind of failed. I tried out a new video type. But I got this new stuff running, and it's going to be good. So, I went to the Arizona State Fair yesterday. That was really fun, and while I was there, I discovered something odd. What I now call the first in line paradox. So, I was in line for a ride, and I was the first person in line at the time for the ride. Just before that, when they closed the gate for the other people, it's just kind of that dissatisfaction of being the last person that doesn't get on to get that one. Even though it's only like a small amount of time, it's still that dissatisfaction. But yet, again, then you got kind of canceled out by the fact that you're the first person in line, you get to pick your seat for the next ride. But then we see the flip side of things. When you are the very last person that gets to go on the ride for that time, and you're like, sure, I got to get on it, but now there's only 2 seats and I can't sit with the other person that I'm with. Uh-oh. Yeah, that dissatisfaction I think is a lot worse than the dissatisfaction of not being able to go on that set. However, sorry, a pigeon just flew up into my windowsill over there. Anyway, yeah, so even then, there is still kind of a loophole to this paradox of dissatisfaction and satisfaction of place in line. This is when a ride just opens and you are the first one up to it. There's no dissatisfaction of not being able to go in first, and yet the satisfaction of being first. That is the one loophole with this paradox. Then there's a place where the paradox doesn't apply. That's usually the case. A place between second in line and second to last in line. It's still neutral. But even if you're more towards the front of the line, sure, you're still excited because you get a good choice of seat, but at the same time, it's not near as much the satisfaction of being able to be the first one on and race to the first one to get your head spun 300 times in 1 minute. How is that fun? It's just so exhilarating when you're on it, but yet so not. Moving on. So, yeah, and then again, there's also these rides where you really don't have a choice of seats, so the satisfaction of being first in line and getting to pick your seat is canceled, and therefore being last in line is the best. And yet in our society there's this hierarchy of first in line is always the best, but yet in this scenario where they assign your seating, the last in line is honestly the best because you get to be that final person and you're like, oh, hallelujah, this is great. What are the odds? But really the odds were never in your favor. It was just odds. I don't get it. But, so, yeah, today's video is going to be kind of a half episode. Oh, also, fail. Forgot to mention, 1 month and 14 days to Summertron Gaming. And, yeah, wow, that's 6 weeks. I just finished doing another job to earn more towards that laptop. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get there in time. I know I will because of the calculations I did earlier. So what do you think? Do you think this paradox of dissatisfaction and satisfaction really equals out to 0 in the long run? Or do you really think that there is a more wanted or less wanted place in line? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and check out all the stuff in the outro for contact to me. That's it for today, and I will see you tomorrow, YouTube.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA, then everybody be surfing like California. You see 'em wearing their baggies, Huarache sandals too.